So the market has done too much, way too quick, way too vertical, way too up. And you know what's coming, guys? This is unsustainable. And a hard, fast, sharp correction is coming out of the indices right now. But it's not all bad news. But on the short term, I want to share with you exactly why I'm seeing this and why I'm seeing that coming up. And so, guys, before I just start, traders, I have just released a brand new training walking you through my trading system. So if you're actually looking for a good trading system, which you do need, right? If you're trading based off what you think, you are doomed, right? First thing in the description there, guys, go learn my trading system. Now, let's get into this market update here. One of the best things that I have learned is the art of understanding flows in markets, right? Flows in markets. Now, what does flows in markets mean? One of the biggest mistakes that I find with most amateur traders who trade these markets is they don't understand what the flow of market means. And this is it here. People think, right? And this is where I see it so much. I'm laughing because it's like so many people around me. I just see this is probably the biggest mistake that people make, right? You see something, right? The amateur, you see something, you see the market do this and 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 do this. And then guess what happens? Then you get in, you're like, oh my goodness, it's taken off. I'm missing out. I better get in. You know when you get in, right? This is called over here. This is called the top. Or if you're one of the maybe 20% or so, it does this and does this and does this. And you're like, I'm a legend. And then it does this on you. And you're like, oh man, every time I get in, it eventually goes against me. What's going on here, right? Just understand how markets work. And this is where, by understanding what I'm just teaching you here, one, you can get prepared for what's coming right now. So the title of this video, right? Yes, this is unsustainable. A fast and sharp correction is coming, right? So get ready for it. This is not for me to scare you. This is to give you the knowledge to say this is what's coming, right? So you can get ready for it. And then the reason why you can get ready for it, because what's coming after the coming is going to be one of the greatest opportunities we've seen in a long time, right? We're going to see a really good another opportunity to get in the markets right now. I'm going to share with you why I see, okay? So firstly, what's coming? Look at this here. If you look at the entire market, right? Look at this here. You look at the entire market does what? It flows in motion, right? We flow up and we flow down, and we flow up and we flow down. So if the market's been flowing up for a while, what do we expect? We expect another little flowy down, right? Because that's what you see. See the way the market, you step back, look at the market, okay? So unfortunately, that if you are looking at the market right now and you're seeing this big vertical move to the upside here, which is vertical, and we're about to break up to all-time new highs. I think the NASDAQ actually did break a new high. Let me go double check that. So this is the daily charts, and yes, NASDAQ actually did break up to a new high. But you know what's coming, right? You know what's coming. This is, once again, unsustainable, right? Unsustainable. You will start to see a very hard and fast snapback here. And this breakout here is probably the end of the move, right? It's the game over, right? This is the end. And the thing is, we can see through here. So for example, we can see what the way the markets work. Let's look at the way the markets work. Okay. So we know the market's not going to keep. Look at this here. Let's go back to the S&P 500 here for a minute. Okay. This is the S&P 500, right? This is the high up here. Let me review. The market is not just going to keep doing this. Now, no, right? No. What will happen first, right? What will happen? Even through this period through here, what happened? We rallied up. We had a little pullback, rallied up, pull back, pull back. See? You see? The stair-stepping motion. So what's been happening right now? So if we just use simple common sense around how these markets work, we can see probably what's going to come over the next couple of months. We had a move down and we've had a very strong move up and we just continued up from here. So we're probably likely to push up just a little bit more. Suck all the retail traders in. Here we go. People that don't understand, well, very simple common sense analysis around this level here. Then they get in. It breaks up to all-time new highs. The fear and greed index starts to ping at extreme fear. People are getting greedy again. And then guess what? Then you start to see this for a few months. And, you know, all through July and then maybe August. And then it'll happen September, October, November. See that? That's what's probably going to come, right? So what's coming? This guy here. What's coming after the coming? This guy here. So those who are patient, right? Those who can sit on their hands for a little bit. Now, I'm talking about the indices here, right? There's so many opportunities around the globe, right? I'm focusing on silver right now, individual stocks, USO, oil. There's so many amazing opportunities out there. But for the indices right now, and possibly even for gold as well too, John, how dare you mention my beloved gold? Oh my goodness, I'm unsubscribing. Bye. Right? So what's coming is this here. What's coming after the coming is we're probably going to see a big rally because I actually have ultimately by the end of this year, I have this guy right here, 7,500 target. Right, and I actually, if you go, see my name, click on my name, you can go check out my trailer video, and you can see that I actually did a video down the bottom here, and that's when I said we're going to 7,500 this year. So far, so good, right? So far, so good. So that's what we're seeing from there. So what's coming? Firstly, we're probably going to get a bit of a step back first, or we might do something like that. Okay, so just get ready for it. Now, by the way, do not get chopped up. When this happens, it tends to be volatile and it tends to start to move down through. And then we're going to start to get people freaked out and all that sort of stuff. And then we're going to pick back up and then we're going to start to see something like that going into the end of the year. Right? So what's coming is probably what's going to happen here because we've just gone up way too fast, way too hard, this is just absolutely just, it's the vertical moves. Right? Vertical moves. And I'm a very big WD Gann follower. Right? Vertical moves that lack proportional time end up starting, meaning like if we get a vertical move, right, we end up doing this, or at least we start to go sideways for a little bit, right? And then after a period of having a bit of a rest from here, and the way that I like to do this sort of measurements for myself is talk about like WD Gann. I always like to do things like squaring time and price. So what I mean by that is, let's just say, for example, this was the top up here. If we go from that there to that there, let's just say this is the top right now, and we did start to see the correction, then what we could possibly see is we possibly could see the same amount of time there, it start to go sideways or a pullback, right? And then we have obviously the end of this here is the start of next year. So what we're possibly going to get is we're probably going to get a bit of a push to the upside, bit of a pullback like here for a few months. Then we're going to start to rally out and then we're going to start to see something like that. So I'm expecting maybe a little bit more push for the rest of this month. July into August, a little bit of retracement, right? A little bit of retracement, maybe down towards these levels through here, right? Then we start to pick back up and then we're probably going to see a really nice move way to the upside. So that's what I'm seeing there on the S&P and also the NASDAQ. Not so much for the Dow Jones, all right? Especially the NASDAQ. So if the NASDAQ, once again, the NASDAQ is at its high here. We actually did just make, did we just make a new high? Oh, that's the NASDAQ. Let's go to the NDI. The top 100 definitely did. So we go from the low to high, right? We see that through there. Roughly, now this is a rough estimate. It's not always 100%. But we're roughly going to get the same thing through here. So we're probably going to get maybe a 2 to 3 month worth of, I would say, what's called a time phase or a pullback phase or energy building phase. So we'll go through there and we're likely to start to see something like this through here, right? And then maybe we actually, then by the time we get here in September and then this here, and then we start to see an incredible move. So be patient, get your powder dry, get up, right? because this short-term cooling or sideways consolidation right now is followed by a final push in the quarter, in the end of quarter 3, and especially in quarter 4 this year. So get ready for that as well, because there could be some really good buying opportunities. I reckon quarter 4 this year, guys, if you know what you're doing, right? And that's where, guys, you need my trading. You need to learn my trading system, right? First link in the description, go learn that. Because those who know what they're looking for, especially when the volatility starts to pick back up again, right now, the last few months has been very quiet, okay? Actually, it's been quiet, not on the stocks that I've been trading, but yeah, you get what I'm trying to say there, right? So let's go look at the good old, look what's happening here with gold. It's like forgot, right? Look what's happening here with gold. Gold right now is what? Squeezing up into a pennant. This level 3 here. Now look what happens through here. Gold bull market over. I know I'm going to get a little flack for that. It's okay, right? Look at this here, right? When the moving average trends up and we start to flatten out, what does that mean? That's the end of the phase, right? Look at this here. We go up, 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 and we start to flatten out. What does that mean? Look at this here, up, up. Look what's happening right now. We're starting flattening out. So especially this is the daily charts. If we go look at the weekly chart, this is the weekly chart from here. I wouldn't be too surprised to start to see some longer term levels start to come into play right now. So possibly even something like through here start to come into play, which looks like it's roughly around a 50%. Yes, that's roughly around the 50% level. So this whole area through here right now, wrong one, Mr. Johnny Howe, right? There we go, through there, right? All through here. See this here, see this through here, right? This is where we're probably going to start to see a retracement down to. Now, ultimately, guys, I have a 10,000 target on gold. So, John, what is it? Is it going to go to 10,000 or is it going to go down? It's going to do both, okay? Why? Because that's what markets do. They do both, right? They go up and they go down. They go up and they go down, right? So, we're probably going to start for the next few years now. I'm actually expecting this to be a bit of a final top in gold for the next, I would say, couple of years. And then we're probably going to see something like this here, like this. And then maybe towards the end of 2026, 27, that's when I see the real big move coming. So if you guys, for long-term investors out of gold, you know, I do see we're likely to get this, but don't freak out because I do see by 2030, 2035, that period through there, somewhere in there, I do see a good old 10,000 there. So there, 10,000 on the gold. So that's the big picture there on gold. If we go to the actual small picture, we're probably going to break out of this level. We're probably going to start to see a descent to the downside. We're definitely starting to flatten out right now. We're starting to, there's a thing called distribution and accumulation. And right now I see this as a bit of a, accumulation is when they're accumulating it and then we start to buy it up, right? And because I've already gone through a few of these stair steps here, the big sellers are probably the the market. The big boys are probably starting to sell it off through sell it through here, and then so they're starting to get rid of it, and then the price is probably going to start to follow real soon from there. But on the flip side of all that, on a short-term trading level, right? So this is big picture over the next, probably for the rest of this year, right? Gold bull market done. I told you guys at the start of the year, leave gold alone. It's done. You missed it, right? Go find another market. Now, the reason why I say that's what's happening there. But if I start to see, looking at the silver price, silver price could be getting ready for a really nice move to come real soon, right? So I've got this trend line coming to the upside. I'll remove that through there. But as you can see, we've actually done nothing here out of silver, right? And silver's actually just broken out. So we've gone from no trend to now we're starting to see some. So we get this bit of a sideways movement, right? Get some sort of trend in place, then that could be quite nice on the good old silver price. And even not just only silver price, but also some other markets as well too. Like for example, the silver mining sector looks like it's going to be really good. So for an actual trading opportunity that might last 1 to 2 weeks, right, guys? So as you can see, there's different setups that I personally look for, but this setup here could be getting ready for a nice good breakout. And we get a bit of a breakout here soon on SILJ, right? And the one stock I'm watching for right now is AG, right? AG's, just look at this here, just developing this sideways movement, right? Remember I said before, how do markets work, right? They go up and then they have a bit of a stair step and they go up again, right? You wait for the sideways phase first. Wait for the sideways phase first, right? Let me show you this here. Look, sideways phase. Wait for the sideways phase first. Let me show you. There's a screenshot here that I got for here, right? Right here. Wait, oh, this one right here, right? You always want to wait for the big moves, for a high probability of the next move to come. Wait for sideways phases, right? See this here? Wait for the sideways. Wait for the sideways. Wait for the sideways. Whenever we get the sideways, that's the best time to look for a trade, right? And the sideways phase, if I bring this down to here, here's all my screenshots of different things that I've done in the past, right? Let me show you this here, right? Look, this here was up, wait for a good sideways, then look for the next move, as you can see, right? So if we go down to, let's go down to, you know, this one here, right? Wait for the sideways, and that was actually this one. Look at this here, right? We can see stair stepping, stair stepping. What do we have here? We had this sideways phase first, then we broke out, then we had a nice move, right? So wherever the trend is, if the trend is down, wait for the sideways phase first, then look for a trade. That's always the best. Look at this here. Look, down, what do we have here? We have the sideways phase, don't we? And now we're starting to break down through here. Wait for the sideways phase, and then we end up getting the follow through on the downside. The sideways phase, which is known as the time phase. I'm a very big WD Gann here. The sideways phase is the best time phase. A lot of amateurs, what they do is they wait for this they wait for this here, then they get in, and then they wonder why this happens, or worse, it starts to reverse against them. The best thing to do is understand the flow of the market. As you can see, market go down, market have a sideways or a stair step. After we go through a period of sideways, then we go through another, what's called a price phase. So if we've been doing a lot of price phase, meaning we've been moving down for a while, it's the worst time to get into it. Wait for this phase first, for its, what I call, this is energy using, this is energy building. Wait for it to build a bit of energy for a while, so that it's got a lot of time to go rebuild another movement down through there. Makes sense? So also what I want to share with you is what I see happening on the good old Bitcoin market as well too. Right, because I think Bitcoin market is setting up for something quite awesome here. So if we have a look at the Bitcoin market, this is what's happening here. So Bitcoin's been developing a bit of a sideways pattern here. So Bitcoin could be getting ready for a bit of a breakout coming soon. I also want to share this with you when it comes to the oil market. What happens here with the oil market is going to be really, really, really awesome. Is this a short-term flush down? If the buyers hold it and completely reverse this weekly candle here, as you can see, we've had a big move up and then we've had a big move down. If the buyers do hold it here and we have a low, and for some reason we start to have a higher low and we start to buy it up. This is the weekly charts. Let's go down to the daily charts, right? This is the daily charts here. If we start to see this start to form, to take place out of oil, and they hold it, and then for some reason they start to buy it back up again, and we get a breakout from there. This here, guys, this right here is the start of our, oh my goodness, it is on like Donkey Kong, and get ready for the next parabolic move out of oil. Hey traders, just a quick heads up, I'm actually giving away free access to my mastery trading course for a limited time. If you go to johnsfreegift.com, or there should be the first link in the description. The fact is that 80 to 90% of the stuff that you learn or you use on these trading platforms is a complete waste of time. And only about 5 to 10% of the stuff that you actually learn and use is going to move the needle in the positive direction for you. And that's over the last 20 years, I've put everything that has helped me move the needle in the positive direction in this here, and I've left everything else out. So go to johnsfreegift.com right now and grab complete free access to this mastery trading course.